Welcome to this HTML video where we'll talk about processing our forms. Now, when someone comes to our page and fills out the form and clicks submit, it's like they clicked on a link. So what's the page that they link to or go to? And that's the action of the form. Now, you can't actually do any processing in HTML. You need a programming language to process it. And the programming language I'm going to demonstrate is PHP. And in order to use PHP, we need our page to be called processing.php. So make sure we name that .php and then save it. And also create a new page, processing.php, that this links to. So when they click submit, they're going to go to this page. Now, it's also important that we upload these onto a web server. You cannot test this out on your desktop. You have to test it on the server. So let's go ahead and look at our form. So now, after we've made this change, we need to refresh our form to make sure the form has the correct action in it and we're not viewing the old one. And then when we fill this out and click submit or sign up, then you can see that we've landed on the form processing.php. Also, hopefully you can see that I have uploaded this onto a web server because it will not work on the desktop. Now, another important thing is that we're using a method post here, or else we'll have to implement our processing in a different way. So make sure that your action is pointing to your PHP page and the method is post, and that you're on a web server and not just testing it out with files on your desktop. Now, processing is really a big discussion. You probably need to take several programming classes to do much with processing. So the only thing that I'm going to do is print out the information that they sent us. So right here, we have a PHP tag, and a PHP tag is not part of HTML, but inside of here, we can put our PHP code. So if I wanted to print out the first name that they sent us, what I do is I run a print statement, and then I use $_post, and then I have square brackets, and inside of there, quote marks. Now, inside of our field, we have this first name right here, and this has to match exactly with what the name needs to match exactly what you put out print in here, including the capital letter N. So if I used a lowercase letter here and a capital letter here, it won't work. So I've gone ahead and added a print statement for the email, and notice that these names are matching exactly, and the case is important too. Another thing that you have to do is you have to have this be all capital letters. It can't be lowercase or one capital letter. It has to be all capital letters for all of this to work. I've only done some of the fields, but you should probably do all the fields. I did the email field, the birth date field, the password field, and the state. Now you can see I've saved this up on my web server, and then I went ahead and filled out all of these fields, and I'm going to click the sign up button. And now you can see that we see the values that they submitted here. And that's pretty much all that I'll teach about form processing. There is something that maybe you can search where you can send an email to yourself, but beyond that, processing the data from forms any more than this, like throwing it into a database, is going to require that you take several other classes.